Hello, friends of Echoes of Vincha. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic. Who are the wealthiest people in Vincha culture? How did they accumulate their wealth? And what would it be worth today? Get ready for a historical journey that blends ancient wealth with modern comparisons. Stick around because you won't want to miss these stories filled with power, mystery, and ancient economics. 1. The mysterious artisan. Master of ceramics circa 5000 BCE. One of the wealthiest figures in Vincha culture was a master artisan renowned for creating intricate ceramic figurines. These figurines were highly sought after due to their craftsmanship and spiritual significance. Curiosity. This artisan reportedly owned a large portion of land near the Danube River, where the finest clay was sourced. He passed down his trade secrets only to family members. His signature mark, a spiral symbol, can still be found on some surviving artifacts. How he gained wealth. By developing unique techniques, he became the sole supplier of ceremonial figurines, ensuring that his creations remain rare and valuable. Additional context. Ceramic figurines were not just decorative, they held deep spiritual significance. Some were believed to act as guardians or symbols of fertility. The artisan's ability to channel these cultural beliefs into his art made his creations indispensable. Wealth equivalent today. His wealth could be valued at around $5 million, considering the high demand for his work. Compared to a modern artist like Jeff Koons, this artisan would be a cultural icon. Imagine the buzz his work would create at an auction house today. 2. The High Priestess of Vincha. The High Priestess held immense spiritual power and controlled the distribution of sacred items. Curiosity. She was buried with golden amulets and ceremonial robes, indicating her elevated status. Rituals she led reportedly lasted for days and attracted participants from neighboring regions. How she gained wealth. Donations from followers and the trade of spiritual artifacts played a major role. Some accounts suggest she also oversaw land ownership for temple grounds. Additional context. The high priestess's influence went beyond religion. She was a political figure too. She mediated disputes and played a role in trade negotiations. Her word was law in many aspects of Vincha life. Wealth equivalent today. If adjusted for inflation and demand, her wealth would be approximately $8 million. She could be compared to a religious leader with significant influence today, similar to modern spiritual figures like the Dalai Lama. 3. The agricultural tycoon. Master of grains. This individual monopolized the trade of grains, the staple of Vincha society. Curiosity. He developed an early form of crop rotation, boosting production significantly. He also organized one of the first granary storage systems, ensuring food security for the entire community. How he gained wealth. By controlling the food supply and charging premiums during lean seasons, he ensured a steady income. Additional context. Controlling food in an agrarian society was akin to controlling life itself. His innovations made him indispensable, and people often traded valuables just for the promise of grain during droughts. Wealth equivalent today. His wealth would be valued at $10 million today, similar to a modern agribusiness owner. Think of him as the ancient equivalent of someone like John Deere or Monsanto. 4. The Textile Queen. Known for her mastery in weaving, the textile queen created luxurious fabrics that only the elite could afford. Curiosity. Some of her fabrics were dyed with rare plant-based pigments, making them highly valuable. She even traded fabric internationally, reaching markets as far as the Aegean. How she gained wealth. By creating a brand synonymous with luxury and securing exclusive trade agreements. Additional context. Fashion was a symbol of status in Vincha culture. The textile queen's ability to innovate with patterns and dyes set her apart. She also sponsored festivals where her fabrics were showcased. Wealth equivalent today. Estimated at $12 million, akin to a high-end fashion designer like Vera Wang. 5. The Goldsmith of Vincha. This goldsmith produced jewelry that symbolized status and religious devotion. Curiosity. He created the Vincha crown, a ceremonial headpiece worn by leaders. Legend says it was passed down for generations and adorned with gemstones sourced from distant lands. How he gained wealth. through commissions from elite families and religious leaders, as well as controlling access to gold mining areas. Additional context: gold was not just a material, it was a currency of power. The goldsmith's works were often gifted as dowries or diplomatic offerings, further elevating his status. Wealth equivalent today: his wealth would translate to $15 million. Think of him as the ancient equivalent of Cartier or Tiffany & Co. 6. The herbalist and healer: this figure was renowned for her knowledge of medicinal plants and healing techniques. Curiosity: her remedies were so effective that she was often paid in livestock and land. She also trained apprentices, ensuring her knowledge was passed down. How she gained wealth: by monopolizing healing knowledge and offering exclusive remedies to the elite. Additional context: she was also a midwife and played a critical role in ensuring the health of future generations. Some of her herbal remedies are still referenced in modern herbal medicine texts. Wealth equivalent today: her wealth could be estimated at $9 million, comparable to a modern-day wellness guru like Gwyneth Paltrow. 7. The chief trader: this merchant controlled trade routes connecting Vincha to other regions. Curiosity: he was rumored to have a secret map detailing undiscovered trade routes. Some say he established the first Vincha marketplace, which became a hub of commerce. How he gained wealth: by creating a trade monopoly and charging fees to other traders for using his routes. Additional context: trade was the lifeblood of Vincha's economy. The chief trader's connections extended beyond borders, bringing exotic goods that no one else could offer. Wealth equivalent today: estimated at $18 million, similar to a global trade magnate like Richard Branson. 8. The architect of temples: the architect responsible for designing sacred temples was held in high regard. Curiosity: his designs incorporated astronomical alignments, which added spiritual value and attracted pilgrims. He once held a festival to celebrate the completion of his most famous temple, which was attended by thousands. How he gained wealth: through state-sponsored projects and religious commissions. He was also paid in rare materials and livestock. Additional context: his temples became pilgrimage sites, attracting donations and trade, further boosting his influence and wealth. Wealth equivalent today: his wealth could be valued at $14 million, akin to a renowned modern architect like Frank Gehry. 9. The warrior chieftain: this leader was both a protector and a ruler, accumulating wealth through conquest. Curiosity: he was buried with a ceremonial sword encrusted with gems and a shield made of bronze. His battle tactics are still studied by historians today for their innovation. How he gained wealth: by seizing land, demanding tributes from neighboring regions, and controlling access to trade routes. Additional context: his victories often resulted in celebrations and festivals, solidifying his reputation as both a protector and a conqueror. Wealth equivalent today: his wealth might be around $20 million, similar to a military leader with vast influence like Alexander the Great. 10. The visionary farmer: this farmer pioneered irrigation techniques that transformed agriculture. Curiosity: his innovations allowed for surplus crops, which he traded for precious goods. He was also the first to host a harvest festival that became an annual tradition. How he gained wealth: by producing surplus crops and creating trade alliances that extended beyond Vincha. Additional context: his surplus production allowed for the establishment of marketplaces and festivals, boosting community prosperity. Wealth equivalent today: estimated at $11 million, comparable to a modern agricultural innovator like Norman Borlaug. Comparative analysis, then versus. Now let's imagine these figures in today's world. Their combined wealth would be equivalent to approximately $130 million, putting them on par with today's business moguls. They would have likely competed with billionaires for influence and resources. Historical curiosities: each of these figures played a significant role in shaping Vincha society. Their legacies were immortalized in myths, artifacts, and oral traditions passed down through generations. Today, archaeologists still uncover clues about their lives, further enriching our understanding of this ancient culture. For instance, Some of the ceremonial items linked to these figures are displayed in museums, offering a glimpse into their opulent lives. And there you have it, Vincha's wealthiest figures and their fascinating stories. From artisans and warriors to high priestesses and traders, these individuals didn't just accumulate wealth, they shaped the very fabric of their society. Their legacies are still alive today through the artifacts we discover and the traditions we continue to study. We'd love to hear from you. What other aspects of Vincha culture would you like us to explore? Perhaps the daily lives of common people, the significance of festivals, or even ancient architectural marvels. Drop your suggestions in the comments. We're here to bring Vincha's rich history to life for you. Stay curious, and until next time, keep the echoes of history alive.